Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today we have a singular replay to show you in the Tier 8 Mercenary Premium Medium Tank, the Starchild, which of course is the collaboration Metal Fest KISS tank, which I've already done a tank review on. This replay in particular is not a tank review, it's just a replay of a very good game. Now, it's only got the one singular replay, but I wanted to show it off today because it is basically a good platoon play game. I'm platooning with Swindle 321, who is also in a Starchild, and we go on to have a very good combined game here. If you want to see the crew and equipment setup I'm running, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. But we are on Fearful Ridge. We are quite heavily top tier. There's 1 enemy artillery and 3 enemy light tanks. But although we have a fantastic matchmaking, we do end up having our work cut out for us. So initially here, we went to this sort of position to see if we could spot any tanks coming in early and see if we can get our clip off. And you see, we're both here ready. If something gets spotted moving up, we're going to be able to get our shots away. And honestly, this tank is fantastic. I love this tank. Now, nothing appears to have crossed quite early. We have lost a tank. There was some tanks spotted, heading towards the 8-9 line. And I decided, I sort of said to Swindle, look, I'm going to move up aggressively here, see if I can spot the tanks, which are quite often camping in this sort of D1-2 area. If I can light those tanks, I've got a lot of tanks with me and might be able to cover me. And the other thing I was kind of bearing in mind, but we don't have a lot of stuff defending our base. The majority of our force is this side. So that means I need to try and push the pace of this. I can't play this too slow. Otherwise, the enemy team are going to win the other side. We run the risk of getting capped out. So that really is in the back of our mind here. Now, I spotted this KV3 has been spotted in the low ground. I'm going to try and work some angles in this tank. Also trying to get a little bit further forward to spot the 1-2. That's exactly what we do. We actually spot this enemy Tiger here. We might be able to get some shots away into this tank. Hoping to try and pen the freeze on a 1 shot. Unfortunately, I missed the final shot for the kill shot. It does at least put the Tiger on a 1 shot, and our friendly platoon mate Swindle finishes the job there. You can see the enemy tanks have started putting us pressure on our base here. They've been quite aggressive on our base. That's something which is in the back of my mind. I might need to go back to, but I want to try and at least put some damage in this side before I return. And I need to kill this KV3 because I have the angle to shut him down. Enemy tank destroyer gets spotted, we get taken out pretty quickly, and I pick up a good bit of assistance here on 1,300 assistance, 1,000 damage of our own. I've opted to reload for a full clip so I can try and clip out this enemy KV3 if I can, because I'm kind of conscious I might have to go back pretty quickly. We should be able to clip out this KV3 here. I opt to track him in place so we can't try and escape. Should have the kill. We do get the kill, picking up our first kill, putting us on about 2,000 damage and 1,300 assistance. And now in a 9 versus 11, our team are starting to fade away, but it does get worse, unfortunately, for our team. Now, we have spotted this enemy tier 6 tank here. We're going to try and get some damage, and then we're going to immediately try and get back to the base, because look at the base there now. There's about sort of 5 or 6 tanks there. I imagine they're going to jump into our cap circle. We're now in a 6 versus 10. We've got to go back. I'm kind of saying this to, Sai here at the moment, Swindle. We're just communicating with each other and saying, look, we've got to go back right now or we're going to get capped out here. So we're going to have to leave. I'm hoping my team in the 1-2 don't just fade away as we try and get these resets. Otherwise, we'll be in a situation where we've got the resets in the base, but then we're kind of trapped because all these tanks have died on the other side. There was an enemy Mantis. I was going to see if I could finish him off just because that Mantis is a very dangerous tank, but I do not have time to chase him down. So I've got to try and move in quickly now to get this reset. With 2 enemy tanks in the cap circle, we've only got 45 seconds left to get the reset. Now in a 5 versus 9. But we should get there in time to detect these tanks, and then both me and Swindle will have our clips to try and deal the damage those tanks in the cap circle. We've got to be quick though. We have thankfully spotted enemy tanks in the cap circle. I'm telling Swindle what one I'm shooting, so we both reset both targets. We've got the reset now. Swindle's managed to shut down one of the tanks, and I've left the other medium on a 1 shot. We are now in a 4 versus 8 though. Our team are starting to fade away, and both me and Swindle have kind of said, right, let's push up to behind our base now so we can get some distance from the other enemy tanks which might be coming towards us, and we can try and shut them down as they advance here, because the enemy team do have double our numbers now, although the hit points are still not a million miles away, mainly because me and Swindle are pretty healthy. I think we've got most of the hit points for our team, but we're now in a 3 versus 8, and it's not looking like our friendly heavy tank is going to be able to last much longer, which that's going to leave us potentially in a 2 versus 8 at this point. We get detected. It is the rocket tank we left on a one shot. He does manage to hit with one of the rockets, but we get away with that one. We're able to shut him down, picking up our second kill. The enemy front place enemy artillery is looking to fire upon our location. We're trying to dodge that and lose our spot. Our friendly heavy tank goes down, and now this is where it's going to get a little bit tasty. We're in a 2 versus 7. And we're kind of thinking, right, what do we want to do here? Do we want to push round, or do we want to stay where we are and shoot them as they come in? We decided that I'm going to push towards the hill on the other side, because if I push towards this hill, maybe I can extend the vision. At the moment, Swindle was covering me. He may need to actually come with me in the end, but for the time being, we was just sort of trying to get that crossfire between each other, essentially, while I try and spot this hill. I sort of said, look, I'll spot the hill, see if there's anything up there, because Swindle believes there is a tank potentially up the hill or nearby the hill. We can try and spot that. Now, I wish I'd reloaded my full clip as I made my advance. I didn't. Now I've only got 2 shells in the clip, which is a bit of a shame. Not spotting anything in the hill at this point, so I'm thinking, where is this tank which was spotting Swindle? I found it is the Nashor. Now, this is where I wish I had my full clip, because if I had my full clip, I would have killed that tank. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I have put him on a one shot, and it's getting a bit tasty at this point. So Swindle's fell back to be with me here. Enemy artillery trying to shoot at us, and yeah, it's getting a bit awkward. Now at this point, I'm sort of saying, right, do you want to try and move back to the 9 line? I stay on the hill, and then you can cover me. So that's sort of the combination which is going between the two of us right now, and that's what we're doing. As we've gone round, this Dragon has come round, but he has walked into Hellfire. Both of us had our clip ready, and we were able to shut him down. He gets set on fire twice, once by me and once by Swindle, and we take him to 0 hit points very quickly, which was important. I'm now on about 5,000 damage, 2,000 assistance, with 3 kills and 5 tanks remaining. Again, I'm just trying to keep this area spotted, so that if any tanks try and rush me, Swindle has a shot. Now, the one tank I am most concerned with is the enemy Mantis. Now, thankfully, he is on about half hit points, but the Mantis can clip me out. Now, I have got detected and I get a shot there. That's not ideal. At least it knows where one of the locations of the tanks are. I'm starting to think maybe I need to actually fall back a little bit further, just because if the Mantis sort of full sends around on me and just dumps my clip, we might not be able to kill him in time. So I thought, right, I'm going to leave and try and get back. I need to do this quickly though, because these tanks are bound to be sort of tearing up towards our location here. We do also have the artillery to worry about. I get spotted though. There is an enemy medium and a Mantis on that hill. That is not ideal. Trying to use the buildings to protect me. I'm going to have to pull into cover between this house. There's no way I can really move from this location without getting clipped out now. So yeah, this is not ideal, but I can kill this tier 6 tank. Unfortunately, I bounced the first shot, but I'm able to finish him off, picking up our 4th kill now in the 2 versus 4. So this game is getting winnable, but I've got a full health tier 8 nasty tank destroyer coming towards us. This TD in front of us has 630 alpha, so that is a real problem. But the even bigger problem is I can't move from him because of Mantis on the hill. So I'm kind of relying on Swindle to cover me here. He's dumping the clip into this enemy TD. TD's missed. I put one into his lower plate. Can I get a second one in? Yes, I do. I damage his ammo rack, but I'm now on reload. I'm worried about the Mantis full sending us, but the Mantis is coming. He is a one shot. I'm praying Swindle can get his shot in, but he's reloading. But I eat 2 off of the Mantis. but I'm guessing the Mantis is on reload. He's not actually tried to kill us here. Swindle's able to kill the TD, and now I'm thinking, right, yes, beautiful. Swindle shuts down the Mantis as well. We're actually on for crucials at this point. I'm just trying to dodge that enemy artillery shell so we can then try and kill the last 2 tanks. Unfortunately, Swindle actually gets blindsided by the VK. He wasn't actually spotted, and yeah, now it's left me in a 1 versus 2. But it's still very, very winnable. And at this point, I think Swindle is constantly reminding me that I need to kill these 2 tanks and not to mess it up, because we'll get our crucial 2-man crucial medal if we're able to get these last 2 kills. Because Swindle's on 6 kills himself. I need another 2 to bring it to 12 kills total between us. So the enemy heavy tank are going to be able to outspot. And I'm hoping, Swindle's told me roughly his last line location where we got shot from. That is on the hill. I should be able to outspot this tank and then hopefully pick up the kill, putting us into the 1 versus 1. We do spot him. I'm shooting for a bush, and I'm actually surprised I got detected there. Now I just need to dodge this artillery. It's going to come down to this. Does the artillery hit me? If he hits me here, it could be game over. Thankfully, he misses his shot. Now I can clip this artillery out in my 3 shots. He's only got 3% hit points left. It's just don't get shotgunned. So the pressure's on. I should be able to do the win here, but bear in mind I do only have 200 hit points. If he shotguns me, this tank does not have much armour. So I have got to be careful, but the hard work of this game is done. I think it was literally a 2 versus 7 at one point in this game. We managed to bring this back somehow to a winnable situation. It would be pretty grim if we lose the artillery at this point after the effort which has been put in. So I'm going to try and see if we can find this artillery, taking it slowly. Don't want to go around any corners blind. We do spot him, we get detected for it, but artillery's not looking at us. We should have the kill here. We missed the shot, so we need to take our time, aim that last shot in, and we pick up the kill. And we go on to a whopping game with 6,000 damage, 2,000 assistance and 6 kills, but Swindle also gets 6 kills, so we get the the crucials medal there for killing 12 tanks between us. Amazingly, it's only a first class, considering the base XP is 2,319. That would normally be an ace tanker, but nonetheless it was a fantastic game. So I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, thanks for your amazing support. Happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!